Hi friends, it's Ariadna Pratt, Head of Communications at Women in Mining UK, and today I'm going to walk you through the nomination process for the WIM100. What we noticed in 2020 is that we received hundreds of nominations for pretty amazing women, but a lot of them did not communicate what made that woman inspirational. A lot of them focused on why they were successful at work, which is great, but as you can see, it's 100 global inspirational women in mining. So that's what we want to focus on. So if you go to the nominations page, you'll see that we've got the criteria. Trailblazer, is she the first to have done something? Did she create a process? Has she done something new that creates a better industry? Then we've got advocate and empower. Is she proactively advocating for those in the industry? It could be gender diversity, but it could be any type of diversity or just anything to make the industry safer, more sustainable, etc. So has she empowered her colleagues? Does she make sure everyone feels heard, seen, welcomed, and respected? And then lastly, has she persevered in the face of adversity? Has she shown that she's resilient and determined? So those are the main criteria, and we want concrete examples. Another issue we found in 2020 is that we didn't get a lot of concrete examples. People just said, she's a trailblazer. Well, great, but how? So if you can put together examples, that would be ideal because that's very helpful for the judging panel. If you scroll down, you'll see that we've got a few prompts, questions that you might want to ask yourself, or please do ask yourself and ask your her colleagues and her friends. Perhaps they have some ideas of what makes her inspirational that you're not already aware of. So if you scroll down, here we've got the nomination form. I'm going to walk you through a hypothetical nomination. This is going to be for Dr. Stacey Hope, the Women in Mining UK Managing Director. Since she's on the EXCO, she is not eligible to be a WIM100, and since I'm on the EXCO, I'm not allowed to nominate anyone for the WIM100. So this is just hypothetical. It's just for educational purposes only. So her name is Dr. Stacey Hope. Her job type, she has lots of different jobs, but let's say policy. Organization type, well, she works with a lot of organizations. So I'm going to say other. And then here I'm going to say non-government. And then for the company name, I'm going to say UNICEF because I think that's cool. Her title, I'm going to say consultant. Continent, I'm going to say Europe. Country, I'm going to say United Kingdom. Although she was not born here, this is where she is now, so it's United Kingdom. Okay, now here we get to the good stuff. Why is this woman inspirational? Well, I could say something like this. She's been a positive force since the beginning, but that's super vague and pretty unhelpful. So maybe I could give some more details, maybe something like this. She volunteered at Women UK and has been since the beginning, and she's been a positive force. That's better, but still not cutting it. So let's try to be a bit more specific. So what I've done is actually, I'm just going to start out my nomination with an anecdote, how she got into the industry. So it was a bit of a mistake or random, I guess. She was doing field work for her PhD in Guyana. And that's when she started interacting with local miners because she took a job at a local shop and she was burning their gold to get rid of the mercury. Not say, would not recommend, but hey ho, that's how she got introduced to the mining industry and we're better for it. Then I continue with how she got into WIM UK. So, and what she did at WIM UK. Obviously, we're a volunteer run not-for-profit, so everything she's done for WIM UK was during her her personal time, and she doesn't have a lot because not only is she a mom, but she is also quite busy with her real job, her jobs, actually it's plural. So I give concrete examples. She's worked on a bunch of important thought leadership for us. I give some links to the documents. I also say she worked on the first 3 editions of the WIM100 as a volunteer, and then for the 4th one in 2020 as head of the Global Outreach Committee. She basically ran the show, and now today she's managing director. So that's all very important stuff. Then I say a little bit about my experience with her. You know, we volunteer together, and since becoming the managing director, she's now, the organization is now looking to influence policy to bring transformative change for gender equality. Then I talk a little bit about her work because that's relevant, and how, you know, who she works with, what she's doing, and then how is that relevant to the mining industry. Then I talk a little bit more about what she does outside of the mining industry. So she volunteers, in addition to WIM UK, she mentors young women. And then I finish off with those links to a video that she did for WIM UK, where she gives some advice to young women starting out in the mining industry, and then those thought leadership reports that she worked on. And then I say a little bit about like why I think she's inspirational. Done. So that's 364 words, which is quite a bit. If you want, you can make it shorter, but anything under 100 is just not going to be detailed enough to give the judging panel an indication, a good indication of why this woman is inspirational. And so, yeah, so let's continue. So I don't have her CV, so I'm not going to include it. But if you have it, add it. Then we're going to go to Stacy's. Stacy Hope. We're going to go to her LinkedIn to get her bio. But here we go. And I'm just going to copy and paste this bad boy and put it into here. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to take the LinkedIn URL and put it in here. Is she a previous 100? No. Then I'm going to just like put in a fake number, and then I'm going to put in, okay, I'll just add in my personal email and next. Cool. And now I have to say who I am. So let's put Ariada Perret, WIM UK, head of comms. Put in Ari at WIMUK.com, and then we volunteer together. And then I give my consent, and that's it. So that's it. If you've already nominated someone and you feel that your nomination was not detailed or not long enough or did not focus on why she's inspirational, please feel free to go back and redo it. We're happy for you to update the nomination because it's really important to us that we have the most inspirational women in the book, and that your nomination is really is quite important to making that happen. So again, it's about you want to make sure that you focus on the criteria. Is she a trailblazer? Does she empower? Does she advocate? Is she resilient? And she's persevered in the face of adversity, and give us concrete examples. If you do that, you're good to go. She can be successful at work, but really it's about how is she inspirational, and concrete examples are super duper important to us. If you have any questions, get in touch with me or Stacy or the co-heads of the GOC, Eugenia and Mariana, or anyone else. We are happy to help, and we want to help. So yeah, hope that was helpful. Have a great day.